Take a moment now and simply notice that you are here. Not thinking about being here, not judging this moment, but just simply feeling it. The breath moves in, the breath moves out. Already something is happening. Already something is changing as you're sitting here watching this video. This world, your body, your thoughts, your emotions, nothing is really standing still. And yet most of human suffering comes from one simple illusion: the belief that something in this world can be held on to. Today we are not here to learn something new. We are here to see something that has always been true. The impermanence of all things. I want you now to look very closely at your own experience. A thought appears, it stays for a moment, and then it dissolves. An emotion arises, perhaps it's joy, maybe it's sadness. It feels solid while it's here, but then it passes. Even the body you call me is a field of constant movement. Cells are dying, cells are being born, and your breath comes and goes. You've never had the same body twice. Impermanence is not something that happens occasionally. It is what is happening always. The mistake is not that things change. The mistake is that we expect them not to. We as human beings, we just feel uncomfortable with impermanence. The mind is uncomfortable with permanence. You know, we want security. We want, continuity. We want guarantees in life. So it creates identities like I am successful, I am broken, I'm loved, I am rejected. But I want you to look closely. How long do these identities last? Some of our successes turns into failures. Some of our love turns into loss. And sometimes confidence turns into doubt. It can happen. And we say things like, this shouldn't be happening. But life says, this is how things are. The key here is understand that suffering begins the moment we argue with reality, instead of just allowing ourselves to go with it. Attachment is not love, attachment is fear. It says, I need this to stay the same for me to be okay. And we tend to attach to a lot of things in life. We attach to relationships, we attach to our youth, we may attach to certain status or prestige, we may attach to money, our financial situation, and success in that way. We may be attached to certain beliefs. And some people, unfortunately, are attached to pain, because pain is something that's familiar. It feels safer than the unknown, and some people also are dealing with that as well. But I want you to notice something, and once you understand that the tighter you hold on to all of these things, and you try so hard to identify with these things and keep them as yours, the more you suffer, honestly, when life kind of goes in a different direction. And life is always moving. We're always going in a different direction. Or at least at some point we are going to be. So impermanence is not cruel. What's cruel is really our resistance to it. That's what's cruel when it comes down to this. The past only exists as memory, and the future exists only as imagination. Both appear now, and yet We live as if salvation is somewhere else. We live as if like this awakening is in the past or the future or whatever. When I arrive, when I achieve, when I fix myself. But like by the time you arrive, the mind has already moved on. We're already thinking about the next thing. That's why we're never quite satisfied when we achieve goals. We may be satisfied in the moment and even for maybe a couple weeks or maybe a couple months. But like if you look back at your own life and you look at the goals you've achieved, were you satisfied with achieving that goal for more than a few weeks or a couple of months? You're not. So you have to learn to enjoy the process of getting to those goals. The mind, it's just really never satisfied with what is, with the present moment. It can be, we can train it to be, but usually it's not. So we're always reaching for a phone or reaching for stimulation or whatever. But impermanence reveals a profound truth here. There is no future moment where you finally become permanent. So where does peace live? Only here and only now. I want to talk about death for a moment. Most people avoid thinking about death, but again, another thing here, death is not the enemy. It is the great clarifier of things in life. Death says this moment matters. Not because it will last, but because it won't. So when you truly accept impermanence, when you truly allow for this just to be as it is, you, in a way, stop postponing life. You stop taking people for granted. You stop waiting to be whole. You stop waiting kind of for this perfect moment. You don't become depressed. You become present. And this presence is alive because presence is aliveness. It's something you experience and you come into at this very moment. So if everything changes, what doesn't change? So I want you again to notice something here. Again, obviously, thoughts come and go, emotions come and go, experiences in life come and go. But there's something that is aware of them. That awareness does not age, it does not rush, and it does not fear endings. Impermanence destroys forms, but it reveals the formless. You are not what passes. You are what witnesses the passing. This is why acceptance brings peace. Not because life becomes stable, but because you no longer need it to be. When you stop demanding permanence, you'll experience a few things. You will love more gently, you appreciate more deeply, and you forgive more easily. You let moments be moments, and joy becomes pure. Sadness, if you're experiencing that, will become softer. Life is no longer like a problem to be solved. It's really kind of this mystery to experience. And it's not even really a mystery either when you come more into the present moment. But impermanence does not take away meaning from life. It really gives it meaning. And that's one of the beautiful things about impermanence, is that it gives life meaning. So now I invite you to take one more breath and feel this moment, not as something to keep, but as something to honor. It is here, and it will pass, and somehow that is exactly what makes it beautiful.